All right, we're live with another end of day post wave report, and we're going to make this rather quick. Just want to show you guys something. People are starting to get a little excited just because they see a little bit of volatility coming into the market. So let me just show you why you need to pump your brakes. All right, pump your brakes, settle down, slow down, and calm down. All right, because everything is not as it seems, and it's really not that serious. Look at the S&P 500. This is the E-mini S&P 500. You're looking at the algo charts. You're going to notice something here. There was a trading range bar established on September the 20th. All right, September the 20th. All right, this was a super bar with a bearish pointer. Market eventually came down, tested, and took out the bearish pointer on the daily chart. And now we have another bar established. And this one is a reestablishment on September the 30th, as a matter of fact, a reestablishment of the previous September the 20th bar. So exactly 10 days to the date, this main sideways congestion bar from September the 20th is reestablished on September the 30th. And for the last three trading sessions, what has the price action done? Stayed in the trading range from September the 30th. All right. That's all you've had. You've had 3 days of the market going nowhere, just up and down. All right. No new lows, no new highs, just sideways consolidation within a very wide Kumo cloud. The Kumo cloud is a little bit higher than 4,400, all the way down to before you hit 4,250. All right, so you're looking at a very wide trading range for the S&P 500. So not only do you have the uncertainty of being in the Kumo cloud, but you also have the volatility from being in a corrective formation on the daily chart. So I just want to show you that. Yes, the market can drop from here, but we do have a rally alert buy signal within this Kumo cloud for tonight and tomorrow's trading that you also cannot ignore. All right, you got to take the signals as you get them. The last signal we got was on September the 7th, which was a crash alert sell signal. So you ignore signals at your own peril. What about gold and silver? Well, take a look at gold. Gold has been moving sideways for 3 days as well. We had a super bar that was established on September the 16th and reestablished on September the 23rd. Price action has remained in the September 23rd range bound bar marker, and that's what you've been seeing. Price action stand right within there. Now, gold had a rally alert buy signal, and we're starting to see some upside production starting to kick in here. Overhead trend line resistance is an issue, but you're no longer in a corrective position. You're now in a rally position. Okay, so even though you're in an overall bearish zone, this is what the market's trying to do. Is it looking like it could get sold up here? It is a possibility. All right, it is a possibility. Last signal we got was a crash alert sell signal from on September the 6th, and you saw this beautiful downside production. We still have the bearish pointer back here. The reckoning with still has not happened yet. So I think this is the next play, is this bearish pointer to the downside on gold. All right, so you just gotta look. You gotta see what the market is showing you and trade what you see. Now on silver. All right, so silver is a little bit different story. All right, silver is in a, in a very nasty bearish cycle. It had been under a correction position for a minute. Then it came off of it, only for the bears to come and push the market back down again. Now you have a rally alert buy signal for tonight and to tomorrow's trading. I think the market's going to move back into this marker from September the 30th. I think that's going to be the range-bound bar going forward for quite a few trading sessions. So just FYI there, you got to do what you got to do. You take and trade what the market gives you. That's why you need the pulse waves, ladies and gentlemen. All right, what about the Nasdaq one buy signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. The range here on the Kumo cloud extends from like 14.9 down to like 14.3. So it is a wide cloud, but not as bad as that S&P. But this one is still under the corrective phase, and you got the overhead trend line resistance to deal with. So this one is in the bear zone, it's in the red zone. It's looking a little bit weaker. Looks like any upside production we get could see some massive selling pressure come into play, but it's easier said than done, right? You got to trade what the market gives you at the end of the day. You speculate on what you think is going to happen, but at the end of the day, you got to trade what does happen, not what you think is going to happen. That's what the pulse waves tell you. Everything comes down to price points at the end of the day. Here's Facebook. Since we're on the subject of the Nasdaq, you can see that initial break point here. Now you have a rally alert buy signal for tonight into tomorrow's trading. I think the market's going to try to come up here and fill this gap, and then it's going to fall back down again. You're in a massive corrective phase, right? You're also in the red zone, price action below trend line resistance, and Kumo cloud. All right, so this one is bearish to the hilt. The only question is, have we hit some sort of a bottom? Well, if I flip over to the weekly chart, not necessarily. Yeah, you're getting close to the trend line support, but you're still in a corrective phase, but you're in the green zone on the weekly chart. But you are in a corrective phase. You're not far away from the trend line support around the 310-ish level. So it does have a little bit more it could drop. So far on the weekly, you are creating a bearish pointer, though. So we'll see what happens. Still got a few more days to trade, but this is what your Facebook is looking like right now after all the fiasco that has happened. Okay, you want to see OMTO? Let's see if I can get that up there for you. OMTO. Not getting anything on that. Let's see. And I am online tonight, so that's a good thing. EEIG. Or is that EEIQ? Let me see. EEIQ. Okay. All right. EEIQ. Elite Education Group. Okay, this is on the Nasdaq. Since we've been on the Nasdaq, let's see what it got. All right, so this is your EEIQ, Elite Education. All right, on this daily chart, you see you came down off of this huge gap. You had a crash alert sell signal back on September 28th. You got all this downside production. Now you have a rally alert buy signal for tomorrow. You have a bullish pointer you made on the day, and you got the overhead trend line resistance to contend with, and you're in a correction phase right now. So this one's trying to decide what it wants to do. Had this nice run up. Now you've pretty much given it all back. So this one definitely, let me see if it's on the reports. Give me just a second. I'll see if I can find this. Let's see, EEIQ. And if it is not, I can add it for you real quick. I'm looking at it now so I won't forget. Let's see. Okay, I just added the EEIQ. Let me see if I can find that OMTO for you. Okay, only thing I got coming up for OMTO is Omnitech Engineering. Is that the one you want? Omnitech Engineering? If not, let me know. And I may have to look it up by its name. Especially if it's a new security, it may or may not be in the repository yet. So we'll see. I'll have to see on that, okay? All right, let's keep going here. Let's see what else we got. All right, you want to see 88 Cardano? Yeah, I haven't got to that yet, but I'll pull it up for you now real quick. Let's see, where is it? It's around here somewhere. Here we go. All right. So here's 88 Cardano. It's been flip-flopping around. You're still in a corrective position, corrective phase that it's going to right now. And it's flip-flopping inside of the Kumo cloud. You see how, like I tell you, you can always trust the price action in the cloud. You got a rally alert buy signal for tomorrow, though. Because it's in the cloud, you know, it's just uncertain which way it's going to end up breaking. You saw the flip-floppage back here. You had the crash alert. You got a little bit downside production. Then you had the buy, and then you had the upside production. Then you had the sell, but no downside production. So now it's flipping into a buy. So the price action is trying to figure out what it wants to do. You had your range-bound bar made on September the 7th. It's also a bearish pointer. It got taken out here on the 21st. The price action still behaving within this range. So until it breaks out of the range of September the 7th, you don't really have anything yet, except for the bears seem to have the bias in the market, and you are in the red zone. So that's what I'm thinking on 88 Cardano. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see. Let's take a look at crude oil because energy's been in the news. All right, so here's what this is looking like. So you had this massive buy signal rally alert here. We got all this upside production. Then you got a pause in the rally, had a crash alert sell signal on the 16th. Market came down, gave you that downside production, then reversed. Rally alert buy signal on September 21st, and it's been all up since then. One can make the argument that it looks like oil wants to go back above 100, right? Maybe even 300 or 400 the way the global economy is looking. So this one's off to the races. Bulls are in control. They are large and in charge. And it's just one of those things. You said SHIB crypto? No, I don't have any access to cryptos that are not already on the report. We do have several cryptos on the report, but that one is not one of them. I am in the process of looking to add some new ones as well, so we'll see what happens with that. OIH, if you want to play oil, is the crude oil ETF that follows the futures pretty well. And here's what it's looking like in comparison to the futures. So you can see. All right, this is what it looks like. Chart looks very similar to the futures, just not as powerful per se. Had a little bit more breaks along the road, and that's because this particular ETF has to deal with contract rollovers and contangos and all that within the futures contract. But as you can see, it is in the green zone, and it is off to the races as well. It had this big break back here in June the 7th, and now it's trying to come back. So it's back above 200, as you can see. And you do have a gap here that's going to need to be reconciled. And so this one was technically filled here. So that one's okay. But you do have this one down here, though. So this is an issue because at some point it's going to come back down here and drop below 173 to close this gap out. So that means that some kind of pullback in the oil is coming. All right, you can pretty much count on that because this is a gap up and it has never been reconciled as of yet. So just something to think about as we go ahead in oil. All right, here's what the Dow is looking like. Just like the other, it's like the S&P, narrow range inside days back to back. All right, keeping with the trading range of September 30th and September the 20th. Okay, so all you're doing, you're not going anywhere, and you're still in a corrective state also, and you got the overhead trend line resistance on top of the Kumo cloud to contend with there. Let's see here. Here's Nat Gas. Let's go ahead and finish up here. Here's Nat Gas. All right, Nat Gas has also been pretty bullish. All right, you can see that we're at the $6 threshold. I don't think I remember it ever being that high. So this is a historic situation. And then that gas, here's your euro dollar. He had that rally alert buy signal, got a little bit upside production, but the bears are keeping this one muted here. Maybe the bulls can push through on a good momentum push, but it's looking really weak. Euro dollar is looking really weak. Here's the euro yen, not doing a whole lot better, but it's showing that it's trying to get up and go. It's trying to keep the momentum on the positive side, even though you got the overhead trend line resistance and the top of the Kumo cloud to contend with. This one really needs to get above the 130 level, and really preferably the 130.5 level. It needs to keep doing it. Gots to keep doing it. All right, so that's what's going on, folks. All right, that's all we got for tonight. Remember, smash that like button, and remember that bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So remember to take what you can and give nothing back. And I am out. Peace.